Listen, if you want to be successful, you have to convince people to do what you want all the fucking time. But no one will ever listen to you if you don't radiate certainty. This is exactly what made me go from the broke, socially anxious, bullied kid to now getting paid to speak on stages and building a business that went from $0 to $20,000 per month in 6 weeks. All of it was built based on that certainty. In this video that I extracted from one of my paid workshops in the Born to Speak community that you can find in the description, you will learn exactly how to build that same level of certainty in yourself, in your ideas, and what you have to sell. Enjoy. What is sales, my brothers? Sales is a transfer of certainty. Sales is a transfer of certainty. And so is leadership, and so is dating. Why do we turn to leaders whenever there's a problem? Whenever there's a problem within a certain organization, who do we look up to? The leader. Kids, when something happens, boom, they look at their parents. Why? The leader is still human. Maybe the leader doesn't have it figured out, but the leader always has certainty. We will figure this out. I gotcha. A good leader has that sense of certainty. And sales is leadership. You're guiding someone through a decision that there's a reason they haven't made until now. There's some fear. There's some limiting beliefs. You are a leader guiding them through a decision. It starts and it ends with certainty. There's detachment, like we said, but the foundation is certainty. Same thing for dating. I was a dating coach for a while. I'll tell you guys more about my story later, but I was a dating coach for a while. And what I noticed is guys who were great at pickup, great at dating, great with women, they had 80% of what it takes for sales. And guys who are great at sales have 80% of what it takes to be great with women. Because the foundation is the same. It's the certainty. Because when you're dating a woman, and what's happening is subconsciously, she's consistently looking at how certain you are, how confident you are. Can she follow your lead? Can she surrender into your leadership, into your frame? Can she feel safe in your leadership, in your masculinity? Can she trust you? The patterns are the same with sales, with the prospect. There's just a few little differences, but the foundation is the same. And what is certainty? Can someone tell me what is certainty? Certainty is a state. If I was talking to you guys right now and going like, hi, today I guess I'll do my best to maybe help you guys. I don't know. First time I'm doing that, so I'm not sure. Somebody get this guy out of here. There's a difference. I can already feel it inside of me. But I'm the same human being, same guy. I'm Danny now speaking to you like this, and I'm Danny when I speak like this. The only difference is the state. Certainty is a state. Before we go into, so how do we match that state? Who the fuck is this guy talking to you right now? Let me stop presenting and share real quick. The fact I'm even doing this workshop today is a miracle. The reason it's a miracle is because literally a decade ago, I was diagnosed with social anxiety. I was seeing therapists. Therapists were telling me, they were telling my parents, hey, that kid, won't ever really be good with people or in front of crowds, but he's good at math. He's good at math. I mean, in high school, in grade 10, we had these drama classes. And we were doing improv. I knocked on the principal's door and I said, sir, I don't care if I have 0 in my scorecard. Kick me out of the class. I don't care. I'm not doing improv. I'm not doing this. And I didn't. And I had 0. I failed that class. I had a crush on a girl for 4 years in high school. Couldn't say a single word to her. I was bullied. Had to change schools 4 times. I was cooked. I was cooked. So how the heck do I go from this to now getting paid to speak in front of people? making this literally my career. Not only my career, but I do that shit for fun. I enrolled into improv classes for fun. How the heck does that happen? Well, it's what I'm about to teach you today. It's state management. It's the ability to manage your state. Let me start sharing again. The ability to manage your state in the present moment, at any moment in time, whenever you want to. But most importantly, to make it a habit. To make it a habit so that it becomes what I call your emotional home. It becomes your new standard. Because a lot of you guys, I want you to reflect on that. A lot of you guys are already charismatic. You're already certain. You're already persuasive when you're speaking to friends. When you're in an environment that you already feel comfortable in. You can convince your friends to go watch a movie. You can convince your friends to go to a restaurant, to play a game or whatever, to go out. You can convince your friends to do that. But what happens as soon as you put on the spot in front of people or in front of the camera? Oh, shit. Now you shrink. Because it's a habit. The only reason I'm able to do that with you guys right now is because I've done it so many times. I have increased the pressure threshold. My standard of pressure tolerance. I used to be afraid of speaking in front of a few people I just met, speaking in front of a few strangers. Now I can speak in front of groups of dozens of people. And it's only the beginning. It's going to get more and more and more. Maybe if you put me in front of a crowd of 50,000 people, maybe I'll be nervous. Of course, because I'm not used to it. So the goal is to consistently increase the pressure tolerance until it becomes a habit in your brain. So now you know why it's important. I feel you guys are a little bit asleep right now. So I say, in order to demonstrate the physiology aspect, I say you get your ass up. What we're going to do is we're going to do some push-ups. Let's do, I say 50. The way you use your body is the main aspect of your state. The way you use your voice, your body. You can notice when I speak, the intensity in my facial expressions, my projection. I use my hands a lot. That will absolutely determine your state. That is the first step. Now, the second step is focus. Was any of you guys focusing on the feeling of your butt sitting on your chair or the gravity pushing your body towards the ground? Maybe you can feel the ground underneath your feet, or the feeling of your clothes touching your body before I placed your attention on that. Of course you weren't. Or what about your heart beating right now, especially after the push-ups? Most of you probably weren't. You're focused on my words. Exactly. We're focused on my words. Or maybe you were focused on what the heck just happened. Why did that guy make us do push-ups? Your brain is bombarded by thousands of different stimuli and information at all times. You cannot possibly focus on everything at the same time. Therefore, focus is a choice. Focus is a choice. And what you focus on, you experience. Where focus goes, energy flows. By the way, this model, this triad, has been inspired by Tony Robbins. Most of you guys are probably familiar with him. That's where I was inspired from. I go deeper, but the motto is inspired. So shout out to Tony. Where focus goes, energy flows. Arvind mentioned something called the RAS, Reticular Activating System. It is literally a system in your brain. It's like an algorithm. Just like when you're scrolling on social media and you see more of what you watch, so it's a compound effect. You experience more of what you focus on in life. If you focus on being grateful, you'll get more things to be grateful for. If you focus on what's missing, you get more things, you get more scarcity. You always feel like it's not enough. I believe flexibility is power. The person that can choose when to focus on what, that's when, because certain moments require you to focus on the vision and to build, but other moments require you to be present. Like you want to be present with your family. You want to be present with your close friends. You want to be present with your girlfriend. But you want to be driven, focus on the future in your business. And so that's a beautiful example of the power of focus. Very important. So far we have physiology and we have focus. The third is, in my opinion, the most important, which is the language, the story. I call it the story, the beliefs. Who do you believe you are? Your identity, that's a story. What do you believe life is? That's a story. Is life a game? Is life a battle? Is life a gift? Is life a dance? Very different experience, huh? And what is life, by the way? I don't know. Whatever you make it, whatever meaning you give to it. Who are you as a person? Are you the victim or are you the hero? Very different. A lot of people live as victims. Very different experience. When something happens to you, is that failure or a lesson? Is that a blessing or a curse? Very different experience. So let's say a prospect ghosts you, or let's say someone immediately tells you to fuck off because you're a salesman, and they know what that means. I know a guy. I don't know a guy. I was reaching out to a guy the other day and I said, hey, would you be open to becoming a mentor? He goes, a mentor? I'm not like these coaches and scammers selling a dream out there. What if I went, oh shit, damn, he's right. Maybe we're all scammers. And maybe I'm not meant for that. Life is a battle and I don't know if I'm strong enough to win. Versus, oh shit, okay, 1 out of 1 billion prospects, and he just needs some healing. He's just been hurt in the past. I'm gonna send him some love. I'm gonna pray for him. And maybe when he's ready, I'm gonna check. But for now, I'm gonna focus on who actually needs my help, just like the hundreds of people I've already helped. Same situation, different focus, different language, and different physiology, creating a completely different state, and the state creates a different result.